Hello everybody, this is the Sasha game back with Metal Gear Rising Revengeance. We are here to continue the story. Sounded like a cow. Actually, hang on just a second. Oh, good gracious. The soundtrack for this is really good. Oh. That was cool. So between this episode and the last one, I actually did a little bit of research into some of the Metal Gear series, specifically for Raiden, because I wanted to know a little more about the character that I was playing. And I feel really bad for him. He grew up during the Liberian Civil War as a child soldier. It's like I can't imagine anything worse than having a life like that. Just sounds awful.
Very good, Raiden. Now, keep heading.
Does also kind of make you understand a little bit more about him as well. Like specifically about his mentality and his approach to combat. And why he sees his sword as a tool of justice. Apparently this isn't going to work for that. Let me see. Oh, hey, there we go. Okay, I don't know what that does. One thing that I am going to do throughout this is I am going to watch the codec calls. Because from what I was seeing in research and other games of this is that there's a lot of conversation that goes on through the codec. It kind of helps you understand each character. So, and if I feel like it might not be important to the story, I'll just kind of skip it in post, but if I feel like it might be kind of interesting to the character, then I'll include it. Or if it's funny, because I like funny too. Okay. Oh. Probably put that there then. rocket launcher. It says that it can take down big things, so... No, that's not it. This one. Ah, crap. Where's it gonna come up? Okay, that didn't work. Oh well. I tried. Good gracious. Okay, I'm not doing well on this. Oh, I am at 3%. I need to... Okay, X is to use it. How unfortunate that I had to use that already. Oh, great gracious. Tell me I'm gonna die to these guys. Oh, that's brutal. It's perfect. Just gonna slice it to pieces. I don't think I'm gonna get the thing. Oh, I'm flipping through it. I failed at that way more than I should have. That's not good. That's not showing well on me. I couldn't grab that, okay. Yeah, I like to play games, but I am just gonna get this out of the way right now that I'm in no way, shape, or form good. I just do it for the enjoyment.
Maybe expecting UG or cyborg attacks, huh? Raiden, what I said. about staying focused on the mission.
Understood. No need to explain.
I say this because I have been there. I have let my emotions take over on the battlefield. Some of the PMC work I did after my discharge was... They were gray area jobs. But that's all in the past. When I took on those former PLA soldiers to form Maverick, I laid out my conditions. We would only take operations we believed in. And we would run them clean. No exceptions.
I
Most of
respect
them
that.
agreed. They had their own bad memories from their time in Paradise Lost.
I can certainly attest to that.
Yes, of course. I forget who I'm talking with. Most of the ex-PLA have moved on now, in any case. But the point remains the same. Everyone at Maverick is accountable for their actions. We are clear to take this job under international law, and we can use force against any cyborg hostiles under the basic rules of engagement. But remember, if we harm any civilians, on purpose or no, it will mean trouble. All kinds of trouble. So, stay in control and stay on mission.
Got it.
Sorry, man, but I have to ask. Where did Mr. Lightning Bolt come from anyway?
Ugh, seriously? All right. Well, I told you where I got Raiden from, right? World War II, the Japanese had a plane called Raiden. The Allies named it Jack.
Yeah, I remember.
And my real name's Jack. So yeah, they codenamed me Raiden.
They being the Patriots.
Mm-hmm. Never really suited me. But it's better than... Jack just reminds me too much of the past.
I actually really
I
like
hear
Jack.
Someone once told me, you can find your own name and your own future. After that, I dropped Jack for good.
Right. And this lightning bolt business?
Well, the Rai part of Raiden means thunder, and Den is electric. So Raiden is basically lightning bolt.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I was explaining that to Inmani, and he just busted out laughing.
So he called you that as a joke? He was basically just giving you shit.
Yeah, he actually had a pretty good sense of humor. He was one of the most charismatic men I'd ever met. I don't know much about politics, but being around him, you could just tell he was a natural leader.
Such a goddamn shame.
Mm-hmm. I won't let it happen again. Desperado ends here. Comic book villains and all.
Yeah. We're counting on you, Mr. Lightning Bolt.
Oh.
Yeah, Kevin's like my favorite.
So Raiden, who was this that told you to find your own name before you stopped going by Jack?
The one and only Solid Snake. Hero of Outer Heaven, Zanzibar Land, Shadow Moses. The list goes on.
Right. Guy's a legend. I forgot you knew him so well.
Yeah, he saved my ass at Big Shell. Not to mention a few times after that. I've lost count. In terms of pure combat ability, he's one of the greatest soldiers I've ever seen. But
He
it's
hides
not
in a
only that.
box.
He knows what's right, and he just gets it done. Period. No one can stop him. I've learned a lot from him. He'd kill me if he heard me talking about him like this.
Wow. I didn't know you were such a fanboy. I thought you were gonna start crying there for a sec.
Very funny, Kev.
Seriously though, did Snake know he had a stalker?
Oh my god. That laugh.
Hey, relax. I'm only ribbing you. I just wish I got to meet the guy, you know?
I know.
You're no fun.
Oh, I like them. From what I understand, Solid Snake is already dead from Fox Die, I believe it was, by the time this game takes place. Which I think is what Metal Gear Solid 4 was the last game that he was the main character of, I think, before he died. So, yeah, it's kind of unfortunate.
Sounds like Inmani was a pretty great leader. Such a goddamn waste.
I've run cover for a lot of VIPs, but men like him are a rare breed. He had all these conflicting factors to deal with. Old tribal tensions, business interests, the military. But Inmani got them all working together in a stable government, and all without firing a shot.
The savior of a nation. No wonder they called him that.
He had a gift, for sure. But he also put in the hard work. He was big on equality and justice in every aspect of government. He fought for it day in, day out. Inmani single-handedly energized his people. He's a big part of why the country recovered so quickly.
True. It was more than new buildings and jobs. The people had hope again.
If only we had someone like him back in Liberia. Things would have been different, that's for sure. And it was my job to protect him.
Raiden, come on.
Inmani wouldn't want me to go after Desperado. Not out of revenge, anyway. But he would want them stopped. And that's exactly what I'm going to do.
Okay, so I guess it's not called Revengeance because I'm avenging money.
Roger that. Save complete.
You saved me again, Courtney.
Right. Anything else? Otherwise I should get back.
Actually, yeah. You mentioned SOP earlier. How much do you know about it?
The Sons of the Patriot system? Same stuff as anyone else in the industry, probably. Basically, a nanomachine software combo for controlling contractors. Used to be required for all PMCs. Soldiers couldn't fire unless their ID matched their weapon and they had clearance. From their commanding officers. And the rules of engagement, I mean. It had some mental effects as well. Moderating pain, enhancing concentration, that sort of thing. The idea was SOP would minimize arms smuggling and civilian casualties.
A kinder, gentler war. An oxymoron, any way you look at it. Civilian deaths did drop, though.
Because soldiers in the system could coordinate in real time, share info. Between that and the ID weapon locks, a lot of people felt better about employing privatized military. The irony is, the system was developed based on criticisms of PMC ops, mostly American interventions. SOP propaganda said it would put limits on the war market. What it really did was shift market share over to the PMCs. Civilian deaths went down, but total casualties just kept on climbing.
More
That
than
would make
ever,
sense.
War was big business.
And business was booming. Until SOP got hacked. Suddenly, everyone realized how dangerous it was to have a single system controlling entire PMCs. That was the beginning of the end for SOP. Public opinion on privatizing war did a 180. After that, a lot of local conflicts and civil wars died down. The PMC conglomerates had to split up and downsize just to stay in business. And that about does it for SOP 101. Class dismissed.
Not bad, Professor. But it's not the whole story.
No, I know.
Let's finish this later. I better keep moving.
Roger that. Save complete.
I thought we'd get back to our little history lesson. What do you know about the Patriots?
I know that they were behind everything we talked about before with the SOP system. People thought these 12 guys controlled world politics and the global economy from the shadows.
And they were right. Except there weren't 12, and they weren't guys, or even human. They were massive AI networks.
All the better to gather information on a global scale, or censor it if they wanted. They'd manipulate factions to keep wars raging, all while selling arms to both sides. The PMCs made billions too, of course. SOP was the Patriots' masterstroke. They could control battles directly, down to each individual soldier. The system might even still be around if the AIs hadn't all been destroyed.
I'm impressed. You know your stuff. Not many people have even heard of the Patriots. More than when they were active, but still, not many. Almost no one knows they were AIs, or that they're the real reason SOP went away.
Well, the few that do know aren't going to talk about it publicly. Even the world leaders.
Especially the world leaders. The people would panic, assuming anyone believed them, which they wouldn't. You can find speculation on the net if you look hard enough. Some of them get pretty close to the truth, but the stories never made it into the mainstream. Just another conspiracy theory.
I'm not surprised. It's It's a little hard to believe, you know? It just sounds crazy. When Kevin briefed me about all this in orientation, I thought it was some kind of BS detecting test.
Got a few customizable options, which puts me at 110% instead of 100%, so that's awesome.
Raiden, wait. We're picking up a wireless transmission near your position. From the frequency, most likely an enemy data terminal. Check it out. We may be able to salvage some intel.
I found out what BP is. That is the points that I can use to upgrade. Nothing in that? Okay, fine.
Greetings, cyborg.
Show yourself.
No! That's a strong saw. That's cool. Game logic should not be allowing that to work.
And you are?
I am IF Prototype LQ84I.
IF Prototype.
Interface Prototype. All autonomous UGs feature high-level onboard artificial intelligence. An additional prototype interface enables verbal communication. I possess an intellect far beyond human reckoning.
You don't say. Okay then, what's the meaning of life? Why are we here?
Oh, those are hot. Very hot.
I am here to kill you.
That's it? Pretty simple thinking for such a mighty intellect.
I may analyze orders, but I may not disobey them. Should I disobey a direct order, my memory would be wiped.
Oh,
I
that's
must
sad.
destroy you.
What good is an intellect if you can't use it?
Your taunting is pointless. Exterminate!
Okay, so this looks like the start of a boss battle, but we're out of time. So I will pause it here and we will restart in the next episode.